just got whacked huge by Parker Schnabel. The town of Eureka Creek is going absolutely bonkers over extraordinary news traveled. The king of the Klondike season finale dove headfirst into the action, showcasing Parker and his team's triumph against formidable obstacles. Every episode showcased Parker's remarkable talent for discovering gold, leaving viewers eagerly anticipating his next move. The land appeared prepared to unveil a substantial prize as excitement mounted in Eureka Creek, renowned for rewarding audacity. The final episode of the season, appropriately named King of the Klondike, depicted the arduous voyage and unwavering determination of Parker and his crew as they encountered multiple challenges. As the program progressed, it became apparent that Parker's achievement wasn't a coincidence. His genuine skill and commitment to the gold mining industry piqued the interest of viewers who wanted to know more about his future endeavors. Parker, spurred on by his achievements, was not satisfied with his level of accomplishment, but rather anxious to take on even greater challenges. Nevertheless, I hope everyone has a fantastic week. It appears that we are proceeding as planned. Things are moving along nicely. With any luck, this will be successful. That's very awesome. By going deeper and discovering more gold, he hoped to make an indelible mark on the gold mining industry. The tale of the gold rush went on, with each passing season bringing new opportunities for incredible discoveries. With Parker Schnabel at the helm, this season seemed like it would go down in history. Parker, who had begun as an apprentice, had advanced to the level of competent miner. He and his brilliant colleagues ventured into uncharted territory where remarkable discoveries were waiting to be made. Their determination to find substantial gold intensified as they embraced cutting-edge technology, which illuminated their path ahead. They ventured beyond their usual horizons, seeking the unexplored treasures that lay in the Klondike and Schnabel Creek regions. It was a hard and never-ending struggle to find gold. With a combination of caution and optimism, Parker and his seasoned staff confronted it directly. Every step they took may bring them closer to victory or closer to disaster. They were well aware that the terrain they were about to traverse was severe and merciless. They had been on adventures before. They were well prepared from years of mining. Nothing would be simple, as their previous wins and losses had shown them. Their mining strategy was like a well-oiled machine, utilizing cutting-edge technology and refusing to give up. Their conversations over possible gold yields were not arbitrary estimates, but rather the meticulous assessments of specialists who knew their subject thoroughly. The crew was prepared to face the treacherous terrains of Schnabel Creek and Klondike, with strong hopes that their cutting-edge technology would help them find the huge riches buried beneath the treacherous terrain. They cautiously made their way across the treacherous terrain. Your spouse's plant. There's a lot more soul network width. So, that ought to boost our yardage and let us to complete all of the tasks in the money pit here at Dominion. Taking a chance on an unproven strategy so late in the season is risky, but we're willing to roll the dice. With bated breath, the spectators watched as Parker and his crew put their mining expertise to the test, thus ending their final adventure. The Klondike was their destination. Inspired by a sudden finding of gold, a daring adventure was set in motion over the treacherous and hostile terrain, brimming with anticipation and thrill. An stunning 41.8-carat gold nugget was discovered by Parker's team. The unusual dendritic crystal structure of this nugget, which looked like a bolt of lightning, made it stand out. It was dubbed the electrifying nugget very immediately. Impressive size wasn't the only thing that had the squad pumped up. The innovative and intricate configuration also added a lot of value, which will make it an invaluable part of their collection. A watershed moment occurred with the unveiling of the Ryan nugget, which prompted significant inquiries from the squad. What effect, if any, would this remarkable discovery have on their activities for the rest of the mining season? Is it possible that this is the beginning of much more extraordinary discoveries? Or may it bring about unexpected difficulties along the road? As they determined the find's value, 430 ounces divided by 31.1, the conventional gold measure, the plot took a dramatic turn. It became clear that the raw, undeveloped forest held immense treasure. This specific gem emerged as a crowning achievement for Parker, demonstrating his astute leadership and serendipity in the volatile gold mining industry. I mean, I've had some serious killer pans before.
Yeah,
The Killip Pan is what? A terrible tragedy that befell me alone. This one happens every 7 years. By the year 945. Parker Schnabel and his team faced yet another difficult day in the brutal Klondike during another season of the Gold Rush. The number is 952. Already, Parker had redirected his men's dogged quest for gold into yet another perilous endeavor. They were inspired by Parker's fearless leadership to conquer the uncharted Eureka Creek territory. At 10 o'clock, the crew continued to forge on through the treacherous bends of Eureka Creek, delving farther into the expansive and undeveloped terrain. New difficulties, such as equipment failures and unpredictable changes in gold production, were met by Parker Schnabel and his colleagues by 10:13 am. In the midst of their daring adventures in the uncharted landscape, their one and only wash facility that produced gold was about to close its doors. Every facet of their work became more precarious as the minutes passed to 10:19. Parker led with unwavering resolve and a focused vision, despite the fact that he was faced with the prospect of breakdowns. He was determined to write an unforgettable chapter in the annals of Klondike gold mining. By 10:26, the atmosphere was filled with suspense as spectators fretted over the possible disappearance of their labor or the miraculous feats accomplished by Parker and his company. The future of their quest for gold in the uncharted territories of Eureka Creek was shrouded in uncertainty as the years passed, exposing the challenges and opportunities that lay ahead. Here was going to be the setting for an extraordinary story full of trials and tribulations that would put the team's resolve to the test, especially when they were up against early difficulties that would have discouraged a less determined bunch. No one will tell us that it's snowing, and now we're embarking on yet another massive undertaking. Your hard work on this is greatly appreciated. It is stunning. Right then, we can begin. What are the necessary steps? In the face of adversity, Parker and his committed team continued forward. In the early going of the season, there were a number of obstacles that threatened to depress their spirits. One of the most significant was the breakdown of crucial equipment, which could have prevented many from continuing. Amazing resiliency, though, was shown by Parker and his crew. The fascinating but more perilous journey for gold from the frozen Klondike to the Alaskan wilderness brought more and more unpredictability to Eureka Creek's destiny. Would it be an epic story of love and loss? Despite the uncertainty of the gold market, they faced the unpleasant reality head-on. Exhibiting a resiliency that distinguished them, they were motivated by a common sense of urgency and determination. It was stressed that the wash plant needed to be activated and that expenditures needed to be covered. As a result, we were in for a challenging season full with obstacles and opportunities for growth. With the clock ticking down to midnight, the Alaskan squad deliberated their next action. A blend of optimism and apprehension typical of beginning anything new, accompanied by Parker, who is well known for his dogged drive for achievement. Difficult obstacles stood in their way. Would their dogged determination pay off, or would they crash and burn when confronted with the challenges that lay ahead? Parker poured a lot of money on getting state-of-the-art equipment and making all their processes better. Our order is now being manufactured, but it will be delivered at a very late hour. Ideally it falls somewhere before the season is out. We are seeking a solution that will serve as a temporary measure due to it. This daring action can have resulted in tremendous success or devastating disaster, depending on how you look at it. Throughout the season, every choice seemed precarious, like making a large wager on a game where the outcome may be altered at any moment. There was a lot of anticipation that the new gear and improvements would completely transform their operations. But the same compelling question arose daily. In terms of money, would these investments be profitable? Achieving success would determine their fate. Nearing the season's midpoint, failure could worsen their financial situation. Thus, even a seemingly little discovery was hailed as a major milestone. Despite the persistent doubt, there is a potential for improvement. Were they finally getting the breakthrough they needed, or was this just going to be another one of those failed attempts? With the passage of time, Parker Schnabel and his team began to closely monitor every development. They were well aware that the failure of their recent adjustments to function would result in more than simply financial losses. Their self-assurance would also take a hit. In their relentless pursuit of a breakthrough, they meticulously examined each new finding, regardless of its impact. A tale of highs and lows was starting to play out at Eureka Creek. Viewers started to question whether Parker and his squad could recover from their previous setbacks. Can their recent discoveries help them restore their reputation? Their late-season surge and better luck raised questions about whether they could salvage their efforts or if it was too late. With the season coming to a close and everyone on the edge of their seat, Parker Schnabel and his squad started a streak of incredible gold recoveries that stunned everyone. Everyone was on the edge of their seat with excitement. Is it possible that this week they will establish a new standard for gold recovery? This week, it's nearly 1,000 or 9,280. A week that's nearly 1,000 strong. I cannot believe it. Which is great. I know, it's crazy. Our highest cleanup to date was when we hit 181 back when I was running the facility with you a couple of years ago. There was a glimmer of suspicion right here among all the joy 181. Some people worried that they were setting themselves up for disappointment by establishing too lofty of objectives. The team's optimism and dogged resolve shone through the uncertainty. They saw the spring season as a pivotal, make-or-break time that would determine whether they could accomplish their lofty autumnal ambitions. This was about more than simply a minor triumph. Their future achievements or failures may have been revealed at this pivotal juncture. Their hunger for gold and their will to succeed in the harsh Klondike mining environment created an electric atmosphere that crackled with excitement as they continued on their journey. Parker Schnabel and his crew reached unprecedented heights in their quest for gold, driven by bold ambitions and difficult decisions. As the season went on, they got fixated on the hidden riches of Scribner Creek, which led to intense study of every modest triumph and defeat. Their perseverance and optimism were put to the test as they worked through the treacherous Klondike. They were getting closer to their objective with every shovelful of dirt and every hour of hard work. They were under tremendous pressure to perform to everyone's expectations, or so they thought.